Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. We are shooting episode number 83. Today is 30th August. We'll talk about small case expense ratio today. I find that a lot of new users are not paying attention to this very important aspect of small case investing, and we'll talk about it. Let's first look at the markets. So, markets were on fire today after the Jackson Hole Fed meet on Friday. The signal from the Fed chairman is that there is no stopping the current expansion of monetary base. The tapering talk is just talk right now, and there is absolutely no change as of now. And they will consider it in coming months if and when possible. In my view, it is going to be very, very difficult to taper. So the easy money will continue to flow, and that's why all risk assets have gone up since Friday night. The metals, PSU banks, commodities, banking nifty, pharma, and consumption sectors, they were all racing up higher from the very start of the day. And the only sort of soft sectors were the IT sector, because the rupee strengthened dramatically overnight also, and FMCG was lagging the other sectors, but it was still up 0.9%. In terms of the indices, Nifty ended up 1.4%, and all the indices actually were up between 1.4 to 1.7%. So very, very good breadth of the market today. Small caps also went up 1.5%. Small and mid cap index was also up 1.7%. In terms of the weekend investing, small cases, again everything was green, from 1% to 2.2%, and the small cases basically were following the market. Nothing much to talk about there really. What we are going to discuss today is small case expense ratio. So let me just take you to the Weekend Investing Hub. So this Weekend Investing Hub, and the link is in the description below, and it's also on my Twitter pinned tweet, is a place where we put all the relevant content. And you can see that we have put here product related videos, then there are some performance related videos, some other important content, some content related to behavioral traps, etc. Then the weekend investor chats are here, and general content, FAQs about how to deal with things within your small case, and the support, the frequently asked queries. We have made videos on each of them, and we keep adding to them. So this is a very, very useful resource, this library tab on the Weekend Investing Hub. Even if you are not a weekend investor, you are doing with some other small case manager, even then this will help you a lot, because the general FAQ and help available right now is not so good elsewhere. So we are trying to build as much as possible in terms of the help and small case library, so that all small case users can benefit out of this. So today's topic is on the small case subscription fees and expense ratio. So let's go here. So the usual query that we face on this is that somebody wants to invest, let's say 75,000 rupees, and he's chosen a subscription which is worth 15,000 rupees a year, and they are basically thinking in a fashion that we may get 50% return, 100% return, and hence it doesn't matter what is the quantum of the subscription fee versus the capital. So our response to this is that this is absolutely incorrect. You should not be doing this. So what you should always calculate is the expense ratio. So what is expense ratio? Expense ratio is nothing but whatever fee you are paying per annum, and divide that with the total money that you are investing. So if in this example you're paying 15,000 and you are investing 75,000, so you've paid 20% of your capital in the fee itself in year one. So 20% of your capital is already gone, and unless you make a huge return on this 1 year, this portfolio will not even beat, will not be in the green or beat inflation for you. So let's assume that this portfolio has generated 15% in the first year of subscription. So you make 15% on 75,000, so you've made 11,250. Now you've already paid 15,000 for subscription fees, so the net gain or loss to you is actually a loss of 3750 even after making 15% return on this portfolio. So a minus 5% return actually. So now subscription fees can become a very big component in your small case investing. Taxes, brokerage charges, etc. are still quite small, I would say, but subscription fee can become a larger component. Hence you should be careful what product you are choosing, and this is not just for weekend investing, for any other small case also. What product you are choosing, what is the subscription fees, and what is your investment today and the runway ahead, and we'll see that in the coming slides. So now this is also true when you invest in mutual funds, although in mutual funds the expense ratio is part of your net NAV, so it is hidden from you, although it is getting taken from you. However, it is usually between 0.5% to 2% depending upon type of mutual fund, etc., and the size of the fund, etc. Let's not get into that. So our belief is that on small cases you should keep your expense ratio lower than 2.5%. So the lower it is, the better it is, and hence choose appropriate strategies where the expected return minus this expense ratio minus other costs can still make you good returns over inflation, good returns over other opportunities that you have. So the way to calculate that would be, what is the minimum investment that you need to have an expense ratio of 2.5%, let's say. So you divide the subscription fees, divide by 2.5%. So here in this case 15,000 divided by 2.5%. So 6 lakhs is something that you should be investing in a 15,000 rupee subscription portfolio, so that your expense ratio is capped at 2.5%. If you want to keep it lower, let's say you want at 1%, then obviously we are looking at an investment of 15 lakhs there. So how to basically see each such portfolio is, if you go to the hub from where we have come, you will see here that we have a recommended portfolio size for each strategy that is open right now, and you can reverse calculate what should be the minimum amount that you are putting in, and the subscription fee is also given here. So example, in MI20, which is a portfolio meant for smaller portfolios, the annual fee is 4,999, and if you invest 1 lakh in this, the expense ratio will be 5%, which is not desirable. So you must add more capital either in form of SIPs or in lump sums, or you start at a higher level. So just to take that example further, is let's say you added 1 lakh in the first year, and you paid a fee of 5,000 rupees, 4,999, and your expense ratio was 5%. Next year again you added 1 lakh. So let's assume that you add 1 lakh every year, and for the next 5 years you keep adding. So the fee, if it remains same, and the expense ratio on the funds added will continue to reduce, and by the 5th year your expense ratio would reduce to 1%. Right. So on average you would get a lower expense ratio if you are adding capital and let's say reaching 5 lakhs here. So now let's assume that we are in an ideal world and we get 15% return each year. And let's see how the expense ratio now changes. So you added 1 lakh to start with in year 1. So you put in money of 1 lakhs, your current value of investment is 1 lakhs, and you make at the end of the year, let's say 15%. So 15,000 rupees is what you made. Fee you paid at the beginning of the year was 4,999. Your expense ratio is 5% and your net return is 10%. If you add another lakh to it the next year, now the total money that you put in is 2 lakhs. The current value of investment at the beginning of the year is 2.15 lakhs. Let's say you made 15% in that year. You end up at returns of 32,000. Total expense ratio for this year is now 2.3% and net returns is 12.7%. Similarly, if we come down to the 5th year and you're adding 1 lakh every year, let's say SIP of 8,000 or whatever is that per month amount. So by the 5th year, your current value of investment at the start of the 5th year is 6,74,000. You make returns of 15%. Your total return here is 1,01,000, and your expense ratio has dropped to 0.7%, and your net returns is at 14.3% for this year. So with a standard return of 15%, the expense ratio may keep reducing. Of course, you may not get 15%. You may have some loss years. You may have some fantastic years. But just for a theoretical calculation, we are taking 15% as a thumb rule here. So now, after this basic concept, let's also go through some specific notes. So this should not deter a person who does not have the right capital today from starting to invest. So if somebody has 75,000 but still wants to invest in a strategy with subscription of 10,000, 15,000, can still do so if he has a runway of additional capital that he will be deploying gradually. So, and more so because in the current market situation where the markets are elevated, we are constantly advising and recommending that don't go at one shot in, go slow and gradually add SIPs or lump sums on opportunities. The only reason being that nobody knows when the market may top. It may top tomorrow or it may not top for next 3 years. So you don't want to be caught at a point where you put in all your money and the market tops there, and then you will have a harrowing 3, 4, 5 years to come back up. So the idea is that to be to try and tame the market for yourself, but also be a little alert about the risk associated with it. So if you are a longer term player, we always recommend that you come in for at least 3 to 5 to 7 years and you gradually are investing your capital. Your expense ratio should continuously go down, and in the overall period, if you are able to get, let's say, 15% odd returns net of everything, all the expense ratio, etc., then it's a fantastic outcome. That is a desirable outcome for that kind of return. So this is what I had for this short daily bite. One should be very cognizant about all the expenses that you have, and this was one of the expenses that we wanted to highlight. Thanks for watching and have a good day.